two teenage children, two 14-year-old boys, twins. And there's some very funny things about 14-year-olds. This morning, for example, when they were going to school, about 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, they were a little bit late, backing their paper around, not terribly late, a little bit late. I've been calling them, trying to get them downstairs to finish, so they get to school on time. They kept saying, yes, we're coming, Dad, we're coming. And of course they didn't come until it was nearly 25 past 8, by which time they had to really run to get to school. And the response at that time was twofold, really. The first thing to do was blame. Dad, why didn't you call us earlier? Why didn't you call me? Why didn't you call me enough? I didn't know what time it was. I didn't hear you. No. I managed to respond to every shout I gave upstairs. So the first thing they did was blame. The second thing they did was look for someone to help them. I need to lift to school, I set a rule where I don't give them lifts to school anymore. If they want to be late, that's their choice. They were fortunate this morning because their mum was able to give them a lift to school, nowhere to work, so they got that. So they got the blame out of the system, and they got their help and assistance. Someone saved them. And that makes me think maybe there's something, I guess I'm just desperately looking for an explanation for bad behaviour here, but maybe there's something, I don't know, evolutionarily determined in this behaviour. If they're 14, that means they're striking out on their own, they're just about reaching the age of sexual maturity, they're just about reaching the age of some sort of autonomy. It is the age when they should be starting to develop a sense of a self-concept, really, a sense of themselves as grown-up, worthwhile individuals. And my guess would be that if you're trying to do that, as my kids are, then it's probably not easy to accept blame for something. Because I guess if they manage to say to themselves, or say to me, yes, it's my fault for being late, if they said that, then that would seem to imply that they had some flaws in their self-concept. And I'm just not sure they're old enough to accept that, really. I think they're desperately trying to build an identity, a grown-up, mature identity for themselves. And so their grown-up identity just can't take that kind of assault. So they've looked to find a way to explain the situation they're in, which is apparently being late to school, without accepting any blame for that. So they pass the blame on to me in this case. Not me, I'll buy that. That makes a kind of sense. My role in that would be, I guess, in the future, to try to find a way for them to accept responsibility without feeling that it is as a threat to their self-concept, to their identity. That they're able to say, yes, I messed up, but I'm still a really good person. So my job is to try to find a way to do that. And I'll let you know how that goes. The other thing, which is try to get help. I mean, on the one hand, there's nothing wrong with seeking help. Okay? We're saying, oh, I need to lift to school then. On the one hand, there's nothing really wrong with that. We all need help sometimes. So it seems to me that, certainly in this situation, if they got their butts into gear and ran, they could have made it to school on time easily. Seeking help, I think, is a hangover from when they were much more dependent than they are now. I think it's a last toehold, really, on their claim to childhood and their claim to all the benefits, I guess, and the security that childhood brings with it. But someone else is going to be there to capture it before. So, if they're saying, you've got to get me a lift to school, I think I should try to see that as this last-ditch attempt to hang on to their childhood and infancy. Not that I'm going to give them any help, of course. I still think they should have walked to school. The ironic thing about this, of course, is the clock which is behind them, which, as they were leaving the door, said 25 past 8, and you have to be at school by 8:30. That clock's actually 5 minutes fast. I put it 5 minutes fast, just so that even if they were a little bit late, they would get to school on time. It's been 5 minutes past about a week now, and they haven't been too late for school once. So actually, even if they'd have walked, they'd have made it to school in plenty of time.